Alright, what is up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we are finally doing it. We're heading to a place that has been at the very top of our exploration list for years. A place wrapped in local legends and chilling stories. This is the abandoned St. Jude's Hospital, and pretty much everyone we've spoken to has warned us to stay away. They say the doors were locked in the late 80s, and it's been left to rot ever since. But the stories claim not everything inside has stayed quiet. We're here to see what's really going on, to separate the myths from reality. So, gear up, because this is going to be an intense one. Let's go check it out. Okay, we've just made it onto the grounds. The sheer size of this place is just breathtaking. You can see the vines crawling up the brickwork. Windows are shattered, and the whole atmosphere is just heavy. It's like the air itself is thick with history. The main entrance is completely boarded up, solid as a rock. We spent about an hour walking the perimeter, and it looks like our best bet is a side entrance, probably used for deliveries back in the day. The door is slightly ajar, which is both a good sign for us and incredibly creepy. It feels like an invitation. Let's head in, but we're going to be extremely careful. The floorboards could be rotted, and who knows what or who is inside. We're in. The first thing that hits you is the smell. It's that classic smell of urban decay damp, dust, and something else. Something almost sterile, like antiseptic that's lingered for decades. It's really eerie. We're in what looks like the main lobby. You can see the old reception desk over there, covered in a thick layer of grime. Papers are scattered everywhere. Patient records, maybe, just left to the elements. Look at this old wheelchair, just sitting in the middle of the hall. It's positioned as if it's waiting for someone. It is details like this that really spark your imagination and make you wonder about the final days of this hospital. The silence in here is deafening, broken only by the sound of our footsteps and the wind whistling through the broken panes of glass. Alright, we're moving deeper into the west wing. According to the old floor plans we found online, this area housed the surgical suites and the intensive care unit. This is where many of the most dramatic events in a hospital happen, so the energy here feels different. It's colder, for sure. Check this out. We've found an operating theater. You can see the massive overhead lamp still hanging there, pointing down at where the operating table would have been. Surgical trays are rusted and overturned on the floor, and there are still glass vials in some of these cabinets. It's a surreal time capsule. You can just picture the high-stakes drama that unfolded right here in this room. The local legends often talk about this specific wing. They say that at night, you can sometimes see lights flicker in these windows, and some have even claimed to hear the faint sound of medical equipment beeping. I'm not hearing anything yet, but the feeling in here is definitely unsettling. We're now making our way up to the second floor. This staircase is incredibly dark, so we're relying completely on our flashlights. Every creak of the floorboards above us sends a shiver down your spine. You can't help but feel like you're not alone. The second floor was apparently the maternity ward and the children's wing. It's arguably the most talked about part of St. Jude's. This is where the saddest stories seem to originate. The paint is peeling off the walls in pastel colors, and you can see faded murals of cartoon animals. It's a strange and sad contrast to the decay all around it. Look over here. A nursery. There are still a few cribs lined up against the wall, covered in dust. One of them has a single, dirty little shoe inside. That's heartbreaking. It really grounds you and reminds you that this was a place of real human experience, both joy and immense sadness. It's one thing to hear stories, but it's another thing entirely to stand here and see this with your own eyes. Wait, did you guys hear that? Hold on. Turn your lights off for a second. Be completely quiet. I swear I just heard a noise from down the hall. It sounded like a door creaking shut. It could just be the wind, but the air in here is pretty still right now. Let's go check it out. Slowly. My heart is absolutely pounding. Okay, we're moving down the corridor where the sound came from. All these rooms are patient rooms, and most of the doors are either wide open or gone completely. But this one, at the very end of the hall, is closed. I don't remember seeing it closed when we first came up here. I'm going to try the handle. It's locked. Or jammed. That's really strange. The sound was so distinct. It's probably just my mind playing tricks on me in this environment. But man, that was spooky. Let's keep moving. there's still so much to see. We've now ascended to the top floor, which housed a psychiatric ward. This section of the hospital has a notoriously dark history, and it feels even more isolated and oppressive than the rest of the building. The layout is different up here long. Narrow hallways with heavy doors on either side. Many of the doors have small, barred windows. You can see scratch marks on the inside of some of them, which is incredibly disturbing. The rooms themselves are stark. Some still have the metal bed frames bolted to the floor. In this room, there's graffiti on the wall. It says, "I can see you." That's classic horror movie stuff right there. But seeing it for real is a whole other level of creepy. There are also these strange drawings on the walls. Abstract and chaotic. You get a real sense of the desperation and turmoil that must have existed within these walls. This was a place for people at their most vulnerable, and it feels like some of that profound emotion has been permanently absorbed by the building itself. Alright, we're heading to war. The administrative office is on our way out. The sun is starting to set, and we definitely don't want to be in here after dark. The vibe is changing as the light fades. The shadows are getting longer, and every corner seems to hold something unknown. In here, it looks like the director's office. There's a huge, ornate wooden desk that's been completely ransacked. Drawers are pulled out. Files are thrown everywhere. It's like someone left in a huge hurry. Look at this old calendar on the wall, still turned to October 1987. It is a stark reminder of the exact moment time stopped in this place. What's crazy is that even with all the decay, you can still see the grandeur this place once had. But now, it's just a monument to forgotten memories. A silent testament to the thousands of lives that passed through its doors. This exploration has been one of the most intense and thought-provoking we have ever done. Okay, we're back outside. Taking a deep breath of fresh air has never felt so good. The transition from that stagnant, heavy atmosphere inside to the open world is jarring. Looking back at St. Jude's Hospital as the last rays of sunlight disappear, it looks even more menacing. It stands there, a dark silhouette against the evening sky. We didn't see any ghosts or witness any overt paranormal activity, but the place has a power all its own. The weight of its history, the residual energy of all the human drama it contained, is Hundenia. It's a place that commands a certain respect. It makes you reflect on life, death, and everything in between. Was it worth the risk? Absolutely. Exploring places like this isn't about chasing ghosts. It's about connecting with history and preserving the stories that these forgotten buildings have to tell. Thank you so much for joining us on this incredible journey into the abandoned St. Jude's Hospital. This was an experience I will not soon forget. If you enjoyed this exploration, please hit that like button. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next adventure. Let us know in the comments below what you thought of this location, and if there are any other abandoned places you think we should explore. Stay safe, stay curious, and we'll see you in the next one.